Hello everybody, this is Spartan Phalanx1 here, and I'm here for an overview of the new Arma 3 DLC Global Mobilization Cold War Germany. And this is the new third-party DLC being pushed by Bohemia right now. It lets these third-party organizations sell their mods as DLC using, I think you can get on the Bohemia Interactive Store and on Steam, and it's kind of an alternative. In theory, I guess they would be more bigger mods than the majority of what you would find in the workshop on Steam, more complete, maybe with more features and stuff on them. But we're going to check out this first one, which takes place during Cold War Germany. And so, let's just take a look. Nothing too crazy on the main screen here. You can see we're teasing some sort of campaign, a map in the editor. And you can see we have it installed here. The only mod I have installed is Personal Arsenal. That's going to let me go through the weapons if I want to, without having to monkey around too much with the players. It's just the easiest way to look at weapons in the game. So real quick, before we go into the editor and look at the real fun stuff, let's just see what we have for campaign, because I know it did add. Here we go. State Scarlet. 1983, fighting breaks out between the two Germanys during the height of the Cold War. Witness these events as Private Klemmer, a draftee in the West German Army, and defeat the enemy with Sergeant Brandt's tank platoon. Okay, and there's an intro of 1st August 1983. And I believe that's the only thing. Yep, that's it. So that is a campaign based around this DLC, which I think is awesome. Honestly, it really gives you something other than just the new vehicles and new weapons in the map. It lets you actually play something in the game, and it's cool that it's something different than the 2035 setting that we're used to in Arma 3. In let me see here. Anything in scenarios? Nope. Anything in challenges? I don't think so. Nope. Is there something in showcases? I honestly don't know. Nope, doesn't look like it. Nope. I know there are some multiplayer co-op missions added as well. I'm not going to mess around with those right now because it would require a big pain in the butt. So without further ado, the real fun of this, let's hop into the editor. And ooh, we have our two maps. Weferlingen, and we have a spring or summer, and then a winter version. I will check out the winter one real quick, but let's spend the majority of our time in the summer one. I think it'll look prettier, I guess. So we're going to load it up and take a look. We have the usual little tidbits in the bottom of the screen telling you some little facts. 49 kilometers in this area. 49 kilometers. I'm not sure exactly how big this map is supposed to be. I guess we'll find out when it loads here in a second. But I am excited for something different that will hopefully be super fleshed out. We have a lot of great Steam Workshop maps. A varying, a varying complexity, and it would be nice to see something new. European base is very cool and very complex, and already right off the bat, this looks really good. It just looks so different from what we're used to. And a little bit of lag there. Let me open up the map. We can take a little look at how big this is. Okay, so it's not huge, I don't think. It's probably not something where you'd want to have a ton of jet battles, I assume. Let me do this. Let me get a nice big overview. Well, excuse the lag as we do this. Is that still going? Oh, it's still going. No, it's pretty big. So I don't think it would be. There's the limit. So I wish I had the haze turned off. It doesn't. I guess you could have jet battles on here. Now this DLC, I do know right now doesn't include any air vehicles at all. But of course, you could always bring in air vehicles from other mods and use them on here anyways. Although there is, I didn't see an airport on this map anywhere. Is there an airport? It might be hard to find it on here, depending on how. I don't see an airport. So planes might not be a good idea right now, but helicopters are always useful. I guess, wow, it's too bad there isn't just like a little airstrip somewhere. There still could be one, I suppose. I just don't see anything marked on the map. If I see it, I'll try to call it out. Although just flying around a little bit, I don't see anything right off the bat. Let me zoom in and get this haze out here. There we go. That looks pretty. Beautiful European countryside. Here's a little village here. I'm just gonna come down into it. And yeah, it's a different feel. It's still like, because Germany's close to Eastern Europe, so it's not like crazy different, but it's different enough where I think that's cool. It's nice to see something different. And I do remember there was a German map added to the Steam Workshop not too long ago, maybe 6 months ago. That was pretty cool and kind of similar to this. I just think this might one up it a little bit just because it's got a team working for money, putting their time into this. And, you know, although I definitely appreciate all the free mods out there, I do understand that if you can get paid for it, you're more likely to put some real time into it. And this view looks great. Whoop. Those woods. I'm just, you know, you could picture a Soviet tank moving through there. Perfect. We'll pull it back out. You have a cool difference between the pines and the leafy trees here. Are those leafy? Yep. And I have seen some little teases. I'd like to find some of these cool buildings that I've seen in some people's pictures on Reddit and in teasers and stuff. We'll see if we find any of those. I would like to see... Is this supposed to be the wall right here? Yeah, I think so. So let me do this. I'm going to move over to where the wall's supposed to be. Aha! And there it is. So we have a fence. We have some sort of... Oh, it's actually like an elevated... There we go. A little elevated wall-y thing here. We have... Where I'm assuming in real life would be mines and stuff. Or maybe this is for tanks to traverse. And then these really cool guard posts here. Those are awesome, and I'm sure you can go in those. It would be a travesty if you couldn't, but we'll check that out when we start looking at some of the units. This map is really cool. I really like this border thing here. Another sentry post there. So would that be... What? Which way am I looking? Oh, I guess that would be East Germany. East German, the other one was West German, I guess. This part of the wall is kind of weird because it juts out. Where's like a city? Well, I don't know if there's a city in here, but something built up. Probably the best place to look at the difference would be like right here. Oh, and there's trains and stuff that go in there. Let me just trace this for a second. Now this is my absolute first look at this, by the way, other than some teasers and a couple pictures on Reddit. I want to go right here because this is kind of two built up areas with the wall, so the wall might be different here. It doesn't really look like it, actually. There's a train station there. It's kind of cool. And no, I thought there might be like an actual wall, Berlin Wall kind of situation going on, but not really. It's all just kind of fenced in. There's a soccer pitch. So I guess this is probably one of the bigger cities in the DLC, although these two are probably the biggest. If I had to guess, just about at least. There's some. No, I'd say these are the biggest. I do want to turn. This is the West German one. I want to look at the East German one because it looks a little bigger. And then we will move into looking at some of the units. And right off the bat, oh, that looks cool. Train station. A much bigger city area. There's the building I was looking for. This is some sort of, I'm gonna guess, it's a bombed out building from World War II. If I had to guess, this is probably a factory or something. And this is neat. So you could have some really interesting fighting happening in the building here, because you have these sort of paths made out of planks going across the inside of this thing. And for fun, just to get a cool look, let's go inside Oh yeah, that's really cool. Huh. I'm pretty pleased with this so far. Now, just some information on this DLC. It is, I believe, $22 right now. Well, the retail price is $22 right now. There is a 10% discount on it on Steam. On its release, it literally just came out hours ago. It took me quite a while to download it because I don't have the best internet, and it is just about a 21 gigabyte file. So be prepared for that if you have slower internet. The price, it seems like it might be a little steep considering what the prices are of the other DLCs right now. Just because this is kind of limited. It's limited to a certain time period, and you might not necessarily want to use this with all the other assets in the game with the other DLCs. But I don't know. It might not really matter. I think one thing about it, and we're gonna see if it's worth it in this regard, is that a lot of the vehicles and assets, like weapons and stuff, have been added to the game already. Most notably by the Red Hammer Studios team with their extremely popular RHS, was it United States Armed Forces and Russian forces and all that. The Russian vehicles, when I looked at the list of them, were in this DLC were already in that mod. But we're gonna take a look. Maybe they do something different with them. Maybe they do them better. They'll be hard pressed because the RHS team does a great job with their content, but we're gonna find out. To start with, we're in the Blue 4, and we have Denmark. They did add Denmark as like a mini faction. Crew, demolition, heavy anti-tank, all the normal things here. Just for fun, let me plop one down. I just want to look at the model. I'm not necessarily gonna play with it yet. Especially the Denmark faction is kind of like a weird mini faction in the game anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about this one in this overview. Helmet, very cool. Lots of detail on there. This is a G3 or FAL. Yep, G3. I could see it there for 1 second. They have an interesting camouflage pattern as well. So that was a squad leader. Just to look at if there's any difference. Let's look at a crew because they'll have a different uniform. Okay. So, what you'd expect. He's just had a headset on for crewing his vehicle. Let me get rid of these guys real quick. And there are winter versions as well. Winter camouflage. Very nice. And some tanks. Let me just place this guy down. Oh boy. That's bigger than I expected. Okay. That's what she said. Interesting. This is at least something that is different than what RHS has had. This is a very unique looking vehicle. I guess it's not really it has under tank. It's not really a tank in my mind. It looks more like an APC. But that one's down. Let me place another one, but without a crew. That's an actual battle tank here. And I'm not going to even start to try to pronounce these. Since we have them down, let me hop in the first one here. The one I'm going to dub the Denmark APC. Oh. Marienthal was a former airfield of the Luftwaffe. There might be an airfield somewhere. I guess I'll try to find it. Marienthal. Ooh. Well, first of all, that looks great. Right. Model's excellent. A little bit of sharpness to the wheels there. They're not quite as round as I'd like them to be, but all in all, this is great. And I'm assuming, there'll be updates to all this as time goes on anyways. In fact, they've said there's no helicopters, but I think it has been confirmed that there will be some air vehicles added to it in the future. Okay, so this is a little APC kind of thing here. So I mess around a little bit with it, drive around. It seems pretty slow. I'm currently in the commander's seat. Go back in. It looks like it has all the features from the tanks DLC in it, although I can't turn my head in the commander's seat, which is interesting. So maybe not all the features, but you do have some displays on here, which is nice. Let me go ahead to the driver's seat. Oh wow, no, you can't move your head in there either. I'm actually surprised about that. Huh. What's next? Gunner seat. Anything here? No. Once again, you can't move, and this is just a... Is this just a machine gun? Is there a gun on the front of this? Oh. Okay, it is a machine gun. Which is what I thought, 7.60 by 51. You also can't... There's no sight. Nice, unique sound. We go back to the commander. I can turn out. Woo. That was kind of funny. It's funny, everyone turned out. That's kind of weird. How do I take the... Oh, here we go. It says right on my screen. I can take the MG3, which looks just like an MG3 too. Excited. Good. Animations are not bad. I've seen better, but it's not bad. Let me hop out. While I'm hopped out here, we have the G3. Ooh, I think the sounds in this are actually one of the more impressive aspects of this so far. I think that sounds great. Let me hop in. And once again, it's sort of like a half. I wonder if in a future update they'll add any more of these, like the being able to look around inside the tank. I do like that feature. Ooh, okay, that looks different. This is the commander, right? Yeah. It was actually spinning. Oh, it's this little camera up there. Periscope or something. Okay. Gunner seat. Searchlight. Where is it? What is the searchlight? What is the searchlight? Somewhere the searchlight. Let's go in. It's pretty standard. Fire. That machine gun doesn't line up with the reticle at all. Just super annoying, but probably realistic. Okay, let's fire. Woo. Okay. Looks like you have to reload manually after you fire. Interesting. Ooh. The sounds are great. That's my favorite part so far, for sure. Okay. You can... Oh. Turn back in. Driver's seat. But there was a loader. How do you fire that machine gun? We get out. I swear there was an option. There we go. I don't know why that was so difficult. It's kind of weird there's a loader in this because it's, well, you can load like that. Seems kind of useless. But you can take control of the machine gun. Okay. So that's it for the Danish vehicles. There's only 2. Pretty simple. Now on to all this. We'll do the border guards first because that'll be pretty simple. We have a motorcycle. Ooh, and men. So service. Oh, there's a bike too. I'll try it. Rifleman. Let's do a rifleman. You notice that these guys have basically World War II era equipment on them, which is interesting. Very, very World War II looking. And hopefully this will load. The map must be pretty big and pretty complicated because it loads slower than a lot of the other maps I use in the game. Oh, G3 again. Let's do this. Any options? Just drive. Okay. Here we go. Whee! Oh boy. It's very shaky. Whenever I've ridden a bicycle, it hasn't been like that. You can back up. Not super realistic. I like when it stops, it puts the kickstand down so that you sit up instead of putting your feet down like a normal person. But you know, it's Arma. It's not perfect. Motorcycle. Same thing, it puts a kickstand up. It's kind of funny. Let's go for a ride. Can't really use that very well anyways. It's lagging out a little bit. Oh boy. And I guess you can have a passenger on this, which is cool. It's not really that fast. Alright. Pretty simple. Not a lot to that. But supporter guards, they're not going to have a ton of stuff. Little Kippy. That's under cars for some reason. West Germany, so this is the real meat here. Other than the for outboards meat. I can't talk. We have a flak Panzer. I'm already liking that. German Cold War vehicles. This look mean. Some APCs. I'm not gonna leave them. Well, I'll place them all down. So we have. I guess this would be a standard one. Looks like it just has a machine gun. We have the LATGM. Okay, so it's an anti-tank missile. There's a command. We'll check that one out. See something about that. It's different. There's a medical. I hate how they can't use the Red Cross symbol. Is there a mod to replace the diamond with the Red Cross symbol? That'd be great. Probably not. And then, okay, since there's so many of these, let me do it kind of by section here. So, Man Winter, there's an autumn scheme. And then, ooh, military police, that looks cool. And we'll do the autumn one because that'll be a little different. Military police. Oh, he wears a heavier jacket too. Some look like they have a different gun. He's a machine gun. Looks like G3 is like one of the. The G3 is definitely prevalent in this. Let's just say. Where'd that machine gun go? Machine gunner. I just clicked on it already. All right. So the helmets of these guys look more like NATO units. Cool. Just out of curiosity, let me grab a guy. So that's a summer one. So actually, that's like a sweater. And that he's like a sweater too. They both have like sweaters on. They actually look very, very similar. Yeah. Okay. Close. Close. Let's try these vehicles. I know. It's my favorite part, the vehicles. Weapons, not bad. But so far, we've only seen, a couple weapons. We've seen the G3. We've seen the machine gun. The MG3, which I think is what this guy's holding to. But, we'll take a look later, see if there's anything else that we're not seeing. I'm sure there is. So there's the MG3. The box magazine for these is very different to what American machine guns are. Kind of like the utilitarian look of it. Let's hop in. Oh, yeah. Okay, so common denominator of the vehicles is definitely going to be, you can't really look around in them or anything. Gunner seat. Oh, baby. Now. Oh, jeez, I got some loading happening here. Right now, the radar's down. Yeah, I'm real quick gonna hop in the commander seat. Can you, operate the radar? What am I looking? Oh, I'm also looking like this. Okay. Radar off. Oh god, I don't know what I'm doing. Isn't it? Okay, just a... Controls, please. Okay, it just turned it on. That's amazing. I love that it's animated. That's really cool. Peace. So, first of all, are there options to the gun? No, this is it. Whatever this is, some sort of 35mm. Let me lower this. It's zoomed in a ton, which makes sense since it's, you know, made for anti-aircraft. Just shoot. Oh, mama. Oh god, I keep getting some popping when I get out of the vehicle. Sound is very cool. Huh, okay. So it doesn't appear to have anything that can lock on. Just the radar will tell it where a vehicle, an air vehicle is, which is still very useful. There doesn't appear to be a machine gun at all, so you cannot leave this thing alone. Although I suppose you could use the anti-aircraft gun as anti-infantry. It's just going to be pretty crazy. Let's check some of these out. We don't need to check them all out because they're kind of the same base vehicle. I'm getting some lag. I'm getting some lag. Nope, don't we are. How do we get in? There we go. Through the back. Oh, the M113 has a 3D interior. Oh, that's cool. That actually gives me hope that they will eventually update the other vehicles. It's not like super high. The texture should be. It'd be nice if they were a little crisper, but you know, I also don't want it to make the game lag or anything. Whoops, sorry about your fence. Okay. Whoop, whoop. I want to get. Let me just do this. Let me go over here. I want to try to shoot this anti-aircraft vehicle. That's probably far enough away. Yeah. Ooh, that lag. Probably because I'm recording too. Okay. Go back in. Just so I can see there's a passenger seat. Yep. Can you turn out in the passenger seat? No. Cargo hatch seat? Okay. Change around there. There's a gunner seat. That's what I want. You can store the launcher. Let me see. If I do that, what happens? Oh, that just puts me inside. So that turn out. It just turns you out automatically. So now I'm on the machine gun. Which is funny because I have the same machine gun. Take launcher. Okay. It's a little weird. I thought maybe that would have a lock on, but no. Here we go. Fire away. Oh boy. The lag. Sorry about the lag. Okay, that's awesome. That's really cool. There's a spent casing. Oh, as you notice, it actually takes it off of the vehicle. Okay. That was cool. That was super cool. Real quick, I don't want this to be like the longest video in the world. So let's check out, I think this is the command. Let's see. Right. Right. Things are blowing. There's the gunner. Store it, please. That's cool animation. It doesn't look like there's anything. If this is command one, there isn't really anything about it that's. Yeah. God. That's like particularly interesting. It's just like a different version of the. Is there anything here? There's lots of stuff in it. Well, we'll move on. Gunner riding back. Does it look different in the back? Yes. In fact, this looks weird. I think I'm laying down, but it's hard to tell. Yeah. Sounds like a patient. I guess something about these that is too bad is that you can't open the hatches. So you can't really see inside. Maybe that's something that will be changed eventually. Because it would be nice to be able to do that. I want to go in the inventory real quick. In theory, it should have, yep, bandages and stuff. Okay, that's it for those. Back. We're getting there. There's actually quite a bit of content. There's a lot of vehicles. Okay, I'm not going to mess around too long with these, but these are some more APCs. Recon, Engineer, Command. There are cars. Oh god. The motorcycle. Various trucks. Is that just a transport? Like a normal transport? Oop, don't freak out. It's interesting. I'm going to leave that there. Unless there's something weird about that. Some kind of like standard transport vehicles. More medical flatbed. These are like little cars. We'll do the LATGM. That looks so silly. There are turrets. Once again, the LATGM. Tanks. So we do have this again, which Denmark had. And there are various versions of the Leopard. I'll just throw one of them down. So this video isn't 3 hours long. And we'll hop in. So this is the remainder of the West German vehicles right here. I didn't put them all down, but this is kind of a sampling of what they have. We saw, you know, a lot of the cars are just different variations of each other, or I don't think you guys care too much about what the different trucks look like. I mean, you might, but sorry. I don't. We'll save the Leopard for last, because that'll be the most ridiculous. Alright, pretty dirty, I see. Very dirty. Let's hop in. So HQ is Commander. Riding back. Let's do riding back first. Okay, so this you can also look around in. It's rather roomy. Cool. Nothing particularly interesting back here. Looks like there's radio equipment, I think, behind me. Let's go to the commander's seat. Here is the machine gun once again. We're going to store it. And now you're just like a passenger. So it looks like it's too bad that that's pretty good. It's too bad that they don't really accomplish anything. You know, like the commander one doesn't really have anything about it that's particularly commandy. It might have different things as inventory than the other vehicles. In fact, what is this? Inventory. I mean, a little bit of everything. Really, a little bit of everything. But it doesn't have any like cool function. It's just a well done model. Nothing particularly wrong with it. It's just not particularly crazy. Here we go again. These are going to be very similar. That one's just got a different launcher on it. That one's supposed to be the engineering one. I think so. Yep. Squad leader. Okay. It's all straightforward. So what's going on here? I guess this is just a normal transport vehicle. It just looks kind of weird. It almost looks like it's a missile carrier or something, and I guess you could pretend it is. Ooh, let's hop in. Just for a second. Okay. The animations are all good. I mean, it looks good on the inside. co-driver's seat? Passenger. Or like just the person in the front with you. Like how they call it co-driver. I suppose in the real world that person would be like be able to take over for you on long drives or something. I love that it animates every time you go to start the vehicle. And it's like a cool animation. Okay, here's this little fun little truck. Little jeepy thing. It's kind of cool. I'm sorry the frame rate and the lag. My game doesn't usually run like this. I think it's because probably because I'm recording right now. It does have some of the awkward string animations. It looks cool. Sounds cool. Nothing like crazy, but it's just a neat little vehicle. That'll be our Jeep. And the Leopard, the main battle tank of the West German Army. Oh, and this one, interestingly, we go back to... You can't see. Commander. Kind of the same idea as the Danish one, it looks like. Gunner. Once again, it's very similar. I don't know if it was like this in real life, really was so similar, but it's fire. Okay. Woo! You can manually reload again. There's a searchlight. This time I think you can see, yep, you can see it there. You can't tell it's on in the daytime, but it is on. Cool. Next. I'm going to delete all of these. Let's go to Op4. And 2 factions. East Germany border guards. We have trucks. And now this is where it starts to look like RHS a little bit. Because we have the trucks that are in RHS. I'm going to put one down. I'll probably just delete it again real quick. Oh, they did a job with that in the back. Do another one real quick. Fuel. Good models. Very cool. And they have a German paint scheme on them, of course. Something different, though, is this funny police car. There's a searchlight turret. And the border guard. Place him down real quick. We have our Kalashnikovs. There was a weird glitch going through his hat for a second, but that looks good. And you have the famous East German Arrain camo. Really cool. Let's play him real quick. My graphics card is probably melting right now under the stress of dealing with, or my CPU is melting, dealing with recording in OBS and trying to play. So we have a KM72. I guess that would be an East German AK. Sounds are really good. Oh, love it. The character looks good. We'll hop in our little Lada-esque vehicle here. I don't know if it really is or not. Hook me up the funny. Hopefully they'll fix that. I hate that steering wheel animation. There's a lot of mods that do that. Whee! Oh god. Horn? Horn, I'm trying to beep you. I don't think you can turn the lights on. Maybe it's... That's unfortunate. One backseat. That's too bad. I don't think so, at least. Maybe I'm missing something. Boom, boom. Okay, on to another meaty faction, the Op4. East German Army. So there's their AAA vehicle. We have some APCs. That one looks cool. We'll put that one down. Once again, I'm not going to look at every single one. Just want some examples. So, it doesn't really say what this is. It looks like it has a radio antenna, though. Then we have a turreted version. I will put it down for a sec. I'll leave it now. I'll get in that. Then there's like an unarmed version. And then we have the sky. That would be like a command one, I think. There's a turreted version. We'll do that one. And this little tracked APC here. There we go. And it has an anti-tank rocket on it, and it has a turret. So we'll start with those, I think. Once again, we have winter, and we have summer, so no autumn one in particular, but the crew looks crazy. There's a bicycle going through. There's an officer. That's very nice. I'm going to play as an officer. That's different. But I will place down a light machine gunner. We can look at him. Their helmets are very different. They were apparently an offshoot. They were designed during World War II, the very end, I believe, to replace the German, the M. Did they end with the 42? Well, to replace what you would consider the standard German army helmet. These were designed in order to replace them, and it got shelved when the war ended until the East Germans decided they wanted something to differentiate themselves from the Soviets. They didn't want to be considered Soviet, or at least the same as the Russians and the other Soviet states. The East Germany had a remarkable amount of independence when compared to the other sort of client states of the Soviet Union. And so they wanted to keep their own identity, and it shows in that, honestly, the East German army is very World War II in appearance. Look at this officer. Other than the color being a little different, this guy could be straight out of World War II. Everything from that is very similar. The epaulets look similar. The cut of the uniform, the hat is similar. It's just the fabric they use is a little bit different color. And even the cut of these uniforms are very similar. The belts are apparently very similar. The helmet is at least an offshoot of the World War II helmet. They did, obviously, as you can see here, change the pattern, and it wasn't always like this at the beginning. It was the camouflage. I think they used the traditional, German World War II camouflage pattern at first, and eventually they came into this rain pattern, which is very different, very unique to the East German military. But let's take a look. I'll leave him here. Play. And we wait for it to load again. Maybe it'd be worth it for me to actually put everything down on the map, because it takes a good 20 seconds for everything to load. But no, I don't want to do that. Here we go. What do we have? Hello, buddy. Do you have a weapon? I do not have a weapon. No, because he doesn't have a pistol belt. My guy always has sunglasses on. He looks very American with his sunglasses. Go away. Let's happen this. Okay, there's an animation to get in. And there is an interior to the vehicle. That's excellent. Right now the blast doors are closed. How do I open them though? How do I open these? Oh, it's by turning out. That's different than all the mods. Any mod that ever has had blast hatches on their vehicles, I've never seen it be a turnout option. But actually, that's not a bad thing. Interesting. So if I turn in, yep, it'll close me. Huh. That's different. There's a commander seat. Once again, you can see in here. There will be passenger seating in the back. Commander can look out through his optics. And the gunner seat. Once again, you can see in the vehicle. Okay. Nothing crazy. Just kind of like a light APC. Next. Every time I see the outside again, it lags like crazy. Let's hop in this tracked behemoth. Woo! Oh, this has the Arma camera system. I feel like there's a better way they could have done that. Can I turn it? How does it turn out? Oh, it just turns you out. Oh, it looks cool. It's good. That's just super unfortunate. That's bad. They might have to figure that one out. Okay. So, little viewports or cameras, something you can see outside. Telescopes? Periscopes? Whatever you want to call it. Another seat. Oh yeah. Oh, that's what you'd expect. How do I do the, oh, there it is, the rocket. Yeah, it's guided. I didn't check that on the tank earlier. Okay, so we found our first, like, really problematic feature, I think, in the mod, which is the way you look outside of the vehicle is not good. Oh, keep looking. How about this? Anti-aircraft vehicle. Okay, once again, looks like tanks for the most part. You're not going to be able to have a 3D situation going on. Okay. And that's it looks like. There's not, it doesn't actually animate anything because it's not like a spinning dish. Commander seat. Okay. Straightforward once again. This is a cool radio looking one. This one's giving me a hard time. What is a commander, I guess? So in RHS, this vehicle, the radio will telescope out, I believe. So there's nothing happening there for the driver's seat. No animation? Nope, doesn't look like there's any animation to it. Is there like in the passenger seat? No, it's just passenger. Actually, there's, look at all this radio equipment back here too, and there's nothing you can do with it. That's a little bit of a shame. Anything else I want to look at? That's just gonna turn it on. It's fine. Okay. I forgot there was another one sitting there, but it's not really that big of a deal. Once again, don't want this to be 2 hours. Okay, let me get rid of all these. Bite. Bite. Tank. T-55. Turrets. I'm not going to say that. Anti-tank missile. And I will look at one of the actual soldiers now. Anti-tank. Bite. So just the one main battle tank, only one version. Oh, I gotta find that airfield real quick too. Marienthal, after moving the tank. Okay. Here's my character with the sunglasses on. Same idea. As everything else, we'll hop in the driver's seat. Model, texturing. You know, it's pretty, you know, honestly, they're all just standard good assets. You know, nothing looks like it's like really super amazing. I'd say the modeling on these are better than a lot of the ones on the Sim Workshop, but it's like crazy. Forgot you have to reload manually. There's a lot of people who are gonna forget that. Hey, there we go. There's a loader seat. There's no like machine guns on top or anything, so yeah, you know, solid. Nothing too crazy. Okay, there's one more bit to look at. Get rid of the T-55. Let me get rid of him too. Go away. Civilians. Here we go. East Germany, West Germany. So there are people. There's a police officer. Place you down. There's cars. Post, police, firefighter, civilian. Since we have a cop, we'll put the police car down. And in West Germany, once again, there's a firefighter this time with a German helmet. Mailman. Police officer. Policeman. Cars. We have VW Beetles, looks like. Cool. We'll do the firefighter one. And real quick, see if I can find where the, oh, Mary Intel. Okay, so if there's an airfield, it's going to be somewhere around here. Alright, I'll look for that in a second. Let me check these out, because this is the last thing we need to look at. And look at the weapons real quick too. Don't worry, we'll do that. Loading, 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 loading. Hey. And our cop doesn't have a gun, which is not what I expected. I should have turned my sunglasses off. It makes everyone look American. And here's our little fire truck. Fire car. Oh, that animation. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Definitely not. And here's this again. This is going to be the same as the other one, I'm pretty sure. Because this is based on the same vehicle. Yep. Yep, yep. Okay. Just wanted to show. There are civilian cars in the game. Not fantastic, but at least there's something. Real quick. Weapons time. Let's see what else is in here. Here we go. So we have some G3s. G3, A3. Oh, this is a black one. Yep. Green. Tan. Oh, that's A4. Okay, so we have A4. Here's a heavy machine gun. LMG. Keep going, keep going. There's the MG3. MG3. MP2. Okay. There's some AK variants, a ton of those. Cool folding stock on that one. That's pretty much it for those. Okay. Launchers. What the hell am I looking at? Is that a joke? That's clearly some sort of joke. We're gonna get back to that. That was weird. Various launchers here. Just all that you would expect. RPGs and Panzerfaust and stuff. Handguns. We have. Can you see it at all? Yes, there it is. No, you can't see it. Pistols aren't particularly exciting, but you know, there's a few different pistols to choose from. Lots of uniforms, as you'd expect. I imagine that these are pretty much all given to you as options already. It doesn't look like there's anything like added. Look at my postman. Lots of guns. Different belts, which are hidden by my code anyways. You know, you can see anytime there's a star, it's all things you can put on. Different backpacks, not a crazy ton of them, but there's a few in there. Very cool. Headgear. Tan version. That's kind of cool. There's a UN helmet. Different camos. There's an officer cap, police. Different colors. It's good to know. So you can change that. Oop, that's from a different DLC. Different side cabs. Different helmets. There's another blue one again. Cool. Is there any face wear? Gas mask. That's terrifying. Different one. I should probably take off my hat, huh? Go away, hat. There. That is absolutely terrifying. What glasses at all? Any glasses? Oh, that's it. Okay. No MGs. There are different binoculars. Just with different colors. What else is on here? Oh, there's different compasses. I didn't even think to look at that. Watch. Are there faces? No. There are not faces.
Erledigt.
There are German voices. And there's plenty of insignia. Okay. Yeah. Bring that up real quick. That's cool. I like that there's different compasses. That immersion dough. Alright, to the Eden editor. We're almost done, guys. I promise. You might as well, you could have bought it and downloaded it in the time it takes me to do all this, but whatever. Thought, I put this out there for anyone who doesn't know if they want to buy this. Because I certainly understand if you don't. It's $22. Although it's 10% off right now on the Steam store, since it just got released. Airport? Is there an airport? Oh, is this supposed to be the Autobahn? No, I don't think so. Airport. Is there? It said near this Marienthal. Of course, that could just be kind of the region. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be by the town of Marienthal. I don't see anything that looks like it's an airport. Sometimes I know it can be hard to tell. I mean, I'm sure it would be on the West German sign. Anything? Huh. I mean, nothing showed up on the map either, so I wouldn't have even thought there'd be one, except to mention an airport in the little tooltips in the bottom. But I don't see anything. I mean, push comes to shove, these are all fields. Like, you could take off in most aircraft. And, like I said, this mod does not, or this DLC, this DLC does not contain any aircraft in it yet. I guess they are planning on adding something in, I've heard. And there are people already working on German skins for, like, the Huey helicopters from other mods and things like that. But, okay. That's that. Real quick, I want to check out the winter map. And that's it. Let's see. Maybe it loaded quicker? No, maybe not. The bar went quicker, but it's not actually coming up on screen yet. Hurry up. Hurry up, I want to see it. Let's go. That's not what I expected from a paid DLC. It's winter. Huh. It's nice for a... This is cool. It's nice for a change of pace, but... You know, it doesn't look particularly pretty or anything. Like, I think I would prefer the summer. There's some very cool looking buildings in here. I think I would prefer the summer version myself. But you know, this could make for some decent games. I think the winter camo could be fun in here. Although it's not like overwhelmingly white or anything. Look at that. That's really cool. Back out. Sorry, I'm hitting my scroll wheel on my mouse like crazy. And one thing that's kind of annoying is it's very hazy, which I guess they're saying there's snow in the air, but I'd rather it was a little clear to see. But yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all there is to look at for this new DLC, third-party DLC, Global Mobilization, Cold War Germany. We have campaign. There are multiplayer missions and a bunch of new assets. Is it worth $22? I don't know. That's up to you. I think it is. I'm going to try playing the campaign at some point and seeing how that plays, seeing if it's, you know, fun. I think the biggest thing is, you know, as long as they continue to support this and, you know, make it better and better. There's definitely, you know, some things that RHS does better. As far as some of those Eastern Bloc vehicles, it would be nice to have some more, you know, gameplay options with like commander vehicles, radio vehicles, or at least animations to make them a little more interesting, and not just, you know, basically different skins of an unarmored or of an unarmed APC. And it'd be nice to see full 3D vehicles, because the tanks don't have any sort of 3D interior right now. But I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Okay, that's it. I like it. I wish it was maybe $15, but it does include a campaign and these multiplayer missions. So at least it includes, you know, it includes like a full DLC's worth of content. In fact, as far as the amount of vehicles, it includes way more than any of the DLCs have included before. So okay, cool. Thank you for watching. This is my way longer than I expected overview of this this new third-party DLC. So I'd like to thank you for watching.